Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to LEGO The Hobbit. Let us continue. We gotta kind of figure out what we need to do here. Next place to go is here, I guess, so we can, at the very least, fly to this, I guess, and use that. The cycle is broken here in this game so badly. We need to get diagrams. Let me see if I can say this even right. I'm not even sure I can say this right. We need to get diagrams, mithril bricks, and loot all together to then be able to make a mithril object. We get the mithril object and then we have to take it to a person who's looking for the mithril, that specific mithril object, so that they unlock the unlock whatever red bricks they're holding back on. And then once the red brick is unlocked, we have to spend studs to purchase the red brick and use it. So that's the full cycle, and we need to do that particularly for the stud doubler, because we need a lot of studs so we can go to the machine at the end of the level and get more loot to then forge more mithril objects to unlock red bricks to purchase with studs, so we could get a score doubler, so we could get more studs. It's all just in a circle. This is interesting. Am I gonna make this in time? Hey, we got it. So a lot of these puzzles and such are literally just in the same area redesigned. There's so little here. So little of a finished product. It's ridiculous. So I came in this doorway just for that, pretty much. Who's this character? He's an elf. I can't afford to purchase any characters, even though there is one character in particular I need to be able to purchase. I can't afford to purchase loot. Really. In fact, there's actually very little I can afford. One of the mithril objects we have is the mithril falcon, that if you throw it at things will then give you a lot of loot if the object is hit or destroyed by that. But it has to actually be hit or destroyed by that. None of these caves would have existed had this game been polished, because that's just not something they do in LEGO games very often. The only time you're opening caves is when there's a real reason to it. Here I'm using the DLC character. I can't believe this game had DLC. What a slap in the face. I mean, me personally, it doesn't really bother, because because I'm doing this for a career. But if I was just buying this game and it was unfinished, and on top of it being unfinished there was DLC for it, I mean, what are you talking about? How can this game justify that in any way? Even if it was free DLC, which it probably wasn't, how do you justify saying we have extra for this game when you didn't even finish it? Alright, so this guy would need to team up, but if I just do this, nope, that doesn't work. Interesting. So we do need to team up. Buggy game is all get out too. Trying to just clear the path. It's ridiculous that that rock was right there in the way. It'd be... There we go. We need the mithril bricks again to make the mithril objects. So I can't really ignore these too much. There's also slight hope that we would be able to get things off the board. Yeah, this guy. Man, the camera sure doesn't want to work with me, does it? I can get a lot of them, but sometimes it isn't. A lot of these quests are actually challenges that require you to build something with loot, and any of the ones that require you to build something with loot, forget it. I guess the difference between those and what I'm doing now though is the ones that require you to build anything have question marks, and I'm just going from the ones on the map that are clearly labeled as just mithril bricks. So I could make a pass through the overworld here, just focusing on that. Man, this camera. This camera is not kind. I don't remember walking through a section like this. Alright, so we need to change into the Goblin. For that, we do have that character. Now we need to change it to somebody that can grow plants. This guy. Nope. Come on. Grow that plant good. Hop up here, hop up here, hop up here, hop up here, hop here. That's quite a lot of work to get up to this section. And it seems to show a doorway right here. And that's the doorway we need to go through to end up in a cave again. Alright. So we need the mithril fireworks bow. make sure it works on everything here. There we go. And then we need the guy with the hammer smash now. If they had just put like the important characters with the important abilities all next to each other, it would have been at most 4 or 5 characters at the beginning that I would be cycling through. Right, now this guy needs to be one that can start a fire, which let's see. Was that not? Can fish. Yeah, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for this guy. Misread that completely. So what design is this? Construction hat. One of the things I'm noticing here is that I don't think the mythical designs for the items we're looking for are actually in the overworld. It doesn't seem like that's the case. So maybe I need to start thinking, if not moving towards going back and playing the levels in free play mode. I want the detector, certainly, but I don't know where it is. I want every detector, actually. There we go. Let's get as much of this as possible. Yeah, I could see the game having caves like this and just not having doors to it, so you just walk in. Maybe the engine doesn't, the game engine simply can't handle that thought of walking into a cave without a loading door next to it. Spoils of War is our next thing, I guess. What is the closest one? Here? Travel this way. We also need to check everything out at nighttime. Now I will tell you, if you had asked me before I had started playing this game whether I ever thought I would not do 100% of a LEGO game, I'd say of course I'll do them all. They're easy achievements, it's a kid's game, it's not going to be that difficult. But right now, I am starting to have that thought. It's like, is this one even worth doing everything in? Or should I just wrap up the series? I've wrapped up series before. In fact, kind of a high number lately. Oops, sorry. Oops, sorry again. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, I'm just saying this is the first LEGO game that has ever made me even contemplate just giving up. Just saying it's not worth the time. Because honestly it isn't worth the time. It's not worth your effort to play this one in free play. It's not worth your effort to play this one at all. It's a decent franchise too. They needed, if only they had a magic wand to wipe away the fact that this game and LEGO Lord of the Rings ever existed, so they could start over from the beginning. If they could make that argument, if they could do that, that would be the kind of opportunity that they need to make good, to make an amends. What's the point of this? There's like nothing here. Literally nothing. Let's walk back, but I mean, an entire section here with no collectible, nothing. This area is completely inaccessible in LEGO Lord of the Rings. What am I trying to do? It's like way up here. Yeah, there's this whole section is nothing. Wow. That's rather amazing. So I have to go over here to get that one. Here we have
some of the Mirkwood vapors have infiltrated the palace.
Let's go ahead and blow up these two. Nothing there. What's this guy gonna want?
I can see you're no stranger to combat. Are you aware that wearing a pair of mithril bandit gloves will double the loot dropped by your enemies? I would quite like a pair myself. I can offer you something to help you locate minikits if you'd forge one for me.
So that absolutely has to get big. We have to get that. Mithril bandit gloves. How am I gonna get over there? Game? That jump is close to impossible to do. That's the wrong guy, isn't it? We need the hook thing. Where is he? Are these guys moving around? No, they're not. Where's the guy that can swing on? Here it is. There's like two of them. It's bugged again. Wow. Stupid game. Stupid game. I've never seen so many bugs. This is what happens when you don't test, when you don't care about your game. This is what a buggy yet still functional game looks like. You can certainly always go worse. I will admit. I mean, you could. Oh, goodness. Really? Well, at least it put me back where I wanted to be. And it's totally swinging here. It couldn't be that somebody else. try it with the camera facing this way. Why not? There we go. What a mess. What a mess that was.
Some of the Mirkwood vapors have infiltrated the palace.
What is the trade here for 20 diamonds? 50 of those and 50 of those. I will take that trade. Switch over here to this weapon. Like, where did that guy just come from? That guy just appeared.
Some of the Mirkwood vapors have infiltrated the palace.
Oh, this game's so buggy. This isn't my computer. It just isn't. This isn't something going wrong. This is multiple boots of the same program on a good computer that's not having any trouble. And yet, bugs are happening. And bugs have been reported by other people who have purchased this game. Those sad people. If I get in the barrel there, does it take me out? Let's see where this goes. Might as well ride down this little race. This could have been part of a level. Almost certainly was. Get some studs here and see where this ends us. Not too bad. We're right here near this section. So this guy, let's see, what can we do? What do we need to do? Who is this character? Lake Town Man. Onan, Lake Town. Lake Town Man. Dale Soldier. There's like one character we need to unlock and I don't even know where he is. He should be somewhere in the forest. Like Boron here is one character we could purchase and probably would be helpful to get at him. Not that guy, not that guy. We have a bunch of question marks that I originally was saying we need to get, but actually right now it doesn't make a lot of sense. Thor, no, not him. Bree Peasant, no. Balamor Butter. There's one here for the Mithril Megapult. Beaufort. There's one here for the Mithril Stud Spade. So there's only a couple of more diagrams to even find. Let's set this as our destination. Travel to this location. There's 3 on the map, one at the furthest right and 2 on the left as far as diagrams. if I can get all of those, we'll go into the Bree blacksmith and see what we can make. Did this put me in the right place? Yeah, it did. I was confused for a second there. I was like, wait a minute, this does not feel right. We need the guy with the slingshot switches. The color is red, blue, and green, starting on the right. The only thing I could think is that I need to actually be up on a higher section over here. Take the long way around, I guess. So we have this, we can hit Y and sit on this. And we see red, blue, green. And after having sat on that, like there's nothing you can do here. No buttons or anything. But after having sat on it, what if I tried something along the lines of this? Tried something along the lines of that. Alright, when I hold X, if I hit A, I jump. When I hold X, but he can't slingshot anybody when he's mounted. So maybe give me a spider. Nope, can't do anything there either. I like the idea of mounts here. Is there any other character that can slingshot? Alright, well let's move over then I guess to this. We will try and do some of this. Travel to this area. I'm having that thought again. Just give up thought. It's like it's not worth it. I'm certainly having that thought. It's like, wow, this game is so bugged. Maybe it's impossible. I mean, that's a heck of an excuse to try to make to say it would be impossible to get everything. But alright, so we need this desperately. We need to find where this rod would be. Let's go ahead and switch to the weapon that will give us more loot while we're breaking stuff. It's not gonna be inside any doorway. I can tell you. I know. Yep, it was right there. It's kind of ridiculous it took me that much time to figure this out. I was looking everywhere except for the place right next to it. There you go. That one's done. What blacksmith design is that? The silver stud spade, which would probably give us more studs. So ignoring the broken one that is right here, I think if we just let's change to a campfire first. Let's change it to nighttime and see what the map looks like at nighttime. If there's any more mithril pieces, if there are some other things that we could get. Otherwise, we're getting very close here. We're getting very close to running out of things we can do. If we go into free play with just a mini kit detector, which we can almost certainly do that. That wouldn't be terrible, wouldn't be great either, but it wouldn't be awful. And see, now you have a lot of things that are labeled sun only, because you can only get them during the daylight hours. But there's still a decent chunk of elements. Flying at night looks a little bit different, a little cool. Maybe that is the hint that the owls can only be hit. Maybe the targets can only be hit at night for a reason. Nope, that one just seems to be bugged. Completely. Completely and totally broken. Maybe if I close out the entire program it will work. Maybe it will never work. I suppose that's a decent... Cranks very much, I guess. We need to go do that one. And see what he wants. Because I don't think we've done this one yet. Keep on looking. There's also one here we haven't done. So we'll set that dual wielding. Done. We already know what that guy wants. We need to get that collectible. And then I think that's it. So here, let's fly to this location. So, what I need to do, and what I will do, after this recording, is I'm going to exit out the program, and see if exiting back allows us to get that. And I'm going to research that piece too, to make sure that there's not some other solution that I'm simply not realizing is what needs to be done. And if all is said and done, and it is to the level where I just cannot do what... Let's see, what does this guy want?
My brother told me that not all stone giants are actually giants. Some are just normal size. But then they wouldn't be stone giants at all, would they? Just, well, stones, I suppose. Mini stone giants. Stone, not so giant? What do you think? Personally, I won't believe it till I see it.
The man who to see a miniature stone, perhaps the customizations in Lake Town would help with that. Okay. Well, actually, you know, let's just see if I can do this quest with the DLC character. Stone Dwarf.
My brother told me that not
Nope.
all stone giants.
That's not gonna work. They didn't even think things through. But yeah, I'm gonna double check that, and if that's the end and we just can't do 100%, we're going to just run through, I guess, free play mode and do as much of that as we can, going through each level once with little really care. Also, if we actually get everything, we'll try to get everything, but if I miss something at that point, if I already know I can't get 100%, what's the difference between getting 99% or getting 25%? Nothing to me.
What do you want? I'm supposed to meet a fellow goblin here to make the drop, so clear off before you scare him away and blow the old deal.
Again, this time I won't even use DLC. I'll just choose the confused goblin and talk to him.
What do you want?
Nope. Why they put two customization quests right next to each other? I don't know. That seems just poorly thought through. Here's the guy.
Two swords are better than one. And let's face it, sometimes your fighting buddy is otherwise engaged. Hence, my interest in the fabled mithril shadow blade, which makes a new ally out of yourself. I'd be happy to part with this artifact that gives you 4 times as many studs if someone forged one for me.
Alright, so if I can make the mithril shadow blade, that'd be score times 4. That's nothing to scoff at. I don't know if I could afford that, but maybe I could. It at least would be a step in the right direction, something along the lines of potentially saving the rest of this game. Run this way, talk to this guy.
Who keeps taking these crank handles off? I can never find one when I need one. I'd forge myself a mithril skeleton crank which fits any slot. But for some reason they don't take kindly to goblins in the blacksmith. You could forge me one then.
So a mithril skeleton crank, like a mithril skeleton key, is an interesting... Another one. Oh, and man, is this slow. I've said it before, but it's just like, wow. When's the last time we even fought anything? Feels like a really long time ago. Wow, it stuck me back where I was before. Let's try this fireworks bow here. I think I may have already done this. Nope. That's a new mythical design, but that's not even what I was aiming for. That doesn't make sense. Like, he is a bad guy we fight, but he's only there because he's unlockable. Here's a guy that we can fight for no reason. At least that spices it up a little bit. What do you want?
Don't talk to me. I've got so many things to build and no time to build them. If only I'd forged that time-slowing mithril construction out when I had the materials. You wouldn't be able to make me one, would you? You can have this thing that gives you 6 times the studs in return.
So six times the studs. I think we have the mithril construction hat diagram. In fact, if I can make it all the way through this map and see nothing else that there is to collect. Let's see. The only thing left, it seems like, is this one. So let's go try this one out. This one's gonna take the mithril fireworks bow. It's gonna take a Legolas, and it's going to be slightly difficult. If I can hit all the flags in the right amount of time without moving, I think it will unlock everything. So then I can take my time to actually work myself physically towards the reward. Let's see. So we're gonna start here, and then the question is, can I hit that? Can I hit that? Can I hit that? Can I hit that? It's like, so neither one of those quite shot off yet. Switch back to the goblin. Switch back to this guy. Swing over here. Now, Legolas, for his increased jump ability, and firework bow for our increased firepower. And our first target is this. Hmm. 15 seconds is returned each time. I guess I was supposed to run here. Quickly, I need to hit something. Hit. So, how many do I have left? Come on, let me hit it. I gotta move back. No! This is ridiculous. I was so close too. So close. There we go. I guess what I can do is I can take these out. And there's only 3 left. So if I can run this way and take this one out, and then jump this way and take this one out. Now I just need to take aim on this one. There we go. So I had to definitely work on that more than it felt like I should have. But we got it. And that's great. And that gives us the mithril snow apult. So we have 23 mithril bricks right now. That is not a significant amount as far as actually trying to make mithril things. We need to probably run through the game, the free play mode, to get more mithril bricks with all the detectors if we can have it. What we need is item detector and minikit detector. If we don't have both of those, if we don't have that preparation work done, then we're probably not going to find all the items. And then when we start finding items, we'll have to figure out where those items belong, which I don't really know because I haven't talked to a lot of the question mark people, so I'm going to end up collecting a bunch of items for no reason for a long time, then figuring out where it was. Let's look here.
Ooh, it's hot in here. Times like this, I wish I could take my beard off.
So it's a even list here. Half of them must be in the free play
Pick
levels.
me! Pick me! Quiet, you cheeky designs.
So here's the mithril shadow blade. Here's the skull cap. Here's the rhythm stick. Horseshoes. What are we looking for? Slippers, beanstalk, snow apult, bandit gloves.
Which of me lovely weapons is on the menu today?
Alright. So I don't have enough copper for the bandit gloves right now. So I'm going to take this out and try to hit everything I can possibly hit to get as much items as possible. There's 20 copper. Is that enough? I should know. I should have been paying attention to how many copper you really
It's hot
wanted.
in here. Times like this, I wish I could take my beard off.
Mithril bandit gloves. I need 25. Alright.
Items that need forging. Head on over to the blacksmith's.
So here's probably a great place to just kind of wander around in here and then see how many different things I can hit. Yeah, any small enclosure that's full of loot already, hitting it with this is only going to make it better. Lots and lots of loot in there.
As long as you've got a hot oven and the right ingredients, you can forge anything. Just like cake, probably.
Keep on hitting it. need a lot of bread.
That man, always eating those carrots. Like he hasn't got a care in the world. Evening.
Getting diamonds. Hit that, hit that, hit that, hit that. This is too slow though. Even with something that's supposed to be overpowered, we are taking too long to do something pretty simple.
Doesn't look like this rain will be letting up anytime soon.
Lost 500 sweet nutritious carrots. Please return them in the carrot bucket. Alright. 500 carrots. Really? Well, I have 76. What is this game doing? It makes no sense.
There's supposed to be a good mining spot around here somewhere.
Let's say for a second that even if we had the loot doubler, 500 carrots, really? That's a ridiculous amount. I have 22 copper. We're slowly making progress towards it.
There's supposed to be a good mining spot around here somewhere.
This is so ridiculous. And I like the loot concept too. It's not like I hate it. It's just so badly implemented. And maybe, honestly, maybe it's not for kids. Maybe it's a little too much work. There's a lot of repetitiveness already going on in kids games and LEGO games in particular. So I could see why we haven't had loot in games before. Maybe if I come this way. Now that won't give me copper. $23, I still need 24. One more copper, please. Lots of gold, lots of other things. Lots of running around doing this. If I had something a sword version of this, it'd be really nice actually. A sword version instead of throwing that would give me a bunch of loot. I could run through the entire game and we'd have a massive stockpile by the time I was done with free play. Come on. And no loot object is too small to pick up. They all are needed in such huge quantities. I'm getting further and further away from Bree, just trying to find copper. And of course I could go into any of these caves and maybe get lucky. There's the 25. So that was the 25 I needed, and an extra amount of effort there. So let's run to the blacksmith, make that one object, and then that's where we'll end this recording. I've got some research I need to do as far as whether we are actually...
Materials? I got the forging.
Here it is. Whether we are actually just like bugged completely or not.
Careful with the furnace, eh? I'm not insured.
If we cannot get 100% on this, we're going to then just quickly run through free play mode. We'll have the detector probably. I'm still don't put it past the game to bug out and not give me the actual detector, or it will be too expensive. Okay, so there's different rings in which you can fill that in?
That is.
I don't even understand that minigame then. Interesting. Alright, so when I wear the mithril bandit gloves, foes drop twice as much loot when hit. Well, you're not a foe. And you're not gonna drop loot. And you're not gonna drop loot. Well, I guess this would be great maybe in free play mode, but not even then, because most of the levels you don't even fight people. It's pretty useless thing. So we're at 26.1% done. I don't know how far we're gonna get further on this. When you look at the 7 mithril bricks we have, we really can't craft anything else. Not without getting some more mithril bricks. So even if we, I need to find where the other detector is, because one of them, the artifact detector, is important, I think, and then we could start doing free play. I need to find out if this, not that, but where is it? If this is attainable at all, because if this is the end of the line, then we're done with the overworld. If it's not, if it is attainable, then we've got a lot more of the overworld to do, I would say. Here's the spoils of war to turn in. It is turned into a green arrow, exclamation point. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.